Hello everybody. I have to apologize for being so late. Oh my goodness, Facebook's not nice to me today. It decided to give me a really hard time, and so hopefully this is working. I apologize. Oh my goodness, this is just crazy. I haven't been here for a while, so I'm glad to be back, and hope that you're doing well and you're healthy, and hope you are getting ready for Christmas and you feel calm about it, and it's been a good time. I know it can be kind of frantic, like today feels to me, just because of just trying to get this all ready. And I decided on just on a whim yesterday to go on today. And yesterday it sounded like a good idea. Today, I hope I don't regret it, just because I don't want this to be a waste of time. And I know you're already getting on late, so again, I apologize. I'm just mainly wanting to show a few ideas if you're having some last minute crafting needs, I guess. It's just kind of fun this time of year. We have so many things we want to make and such a limited amount of time, right? So that's the hard part, is not enough time, but a lot that we want to do. So maybe there's a few things you can do kind of last minute if you're a crafter and just have a few I don't know, papers and cardstock and stuff on hand. Just a couple of ideas maybe to get you going again with some creative ideas. That's the hope anyways. So I am going to see if we have anybody chiming in here. Probably not, but you can watch this on the replay. And hopefully if you have any questions or whatever, post them and I'll go back and read that later. Load comments. There we go. So I'll be able to look at them too. So guys, I hope that you're having a blessed time of year to get ready for Christmas. You know, it's not going to be what we hoped, right? It's not going to be as many people as we'd hoped to see, but we can be creative and keep in touch with them another way, right? So I'm just going to show you a couple things I've come across that maybe you'd enjoy, or just to show you for fun too. I have a project I've been working on, and I should just be letting it go, you know, but I just found it the other day and it's fun, and you'll see. I'll show you, okay? We also have some great deals going on. There's that end of year kind of a blowout sale going on. Some things do sell out, but there's still a lot in there, and there are some really good deals, like 50% off of things. So have a look if you're looking for any good deals for crafting items, or maybe it'd be late for gifts, wouldn't it? But maybe gift yourself. I don't know, if you need some fun stuff. So go to my Stampin' Up! Store, and I was trying to put that on. There we go. That's how you go to my Stampin' Up! Store. And if you might find some good deals on there. There's clearance, there's blowout sales, and there's going to be new stuff coming. We January 4th, we can start ordering from our new mini catalog that's coming out. Hopefully, if it's something you've wanted, you might have gotten it in the mail. If you didn't and you're interested in it, please let me know. I'd be happy to send you one. There's just so much fun in there. That is another thing that kind of keeps us sidetracked. You know, as demonstrators, we're already looking ahead because we need to be ready for the next catalog and the next group of products coming out. And they're so fun. It's, you know, you get torn in all these directions. You can only spend so many hours in your craft room every day. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on as well. So let's put the camera down here so I can show you a few things. This isn't going to be long. It's not going to have a lot of detail, but, you know, maybe a few ideas. So I hope you like it. All right, let's go to the desktop here, and hopefully you can see okay. It seems a little dark. I'm going to try to, I'll probably mess everything up now, right? Oh, jeez. Sorry, we got to move it around here. Oh, man, you getting dizzy? Sorry, guys. I had it set up, but it just doesn't seem as bright as I'd like it to be. Hopefully you can see okay. Where to begin? First of all, I want to show you what I've been doing that's been keeping me sidetracked, okay? So my upline, her name's Rachel. She showed us how to make some of these little bags. And they're so cute. Oh my goodness, I just love it. They're gusseted on the side and just so cute. I've made, well, 3 of them now. And of course, I didn't have these earlier, otherwise I would have done more. But they're, what they have is a little flap here, and they're Velcro shut, and they're just a little like a bag thing. You can put treats or goodies or your gift or whatever in there for somebody. They have this cute little handle on top. Oh my goodness. And this one I put on the back. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. This comes from the movie Elf, and that's our family's like all-time favorite Christmas movie. So I just like have to put that on a bunch of things just because it reminds me of our kids and our family, because they just love watching that every year. I haven't watched it yet because I'm waiting. Tyler's going to be coming home this weekend, so hopefully we'll be able to get some of us together and watch Elf. It's one of our favorites, like I said. But there's a lot of good ones too, and Stampin' Up! Has this cute set, and it is called Christmas Means More, and this one is where it comes from. That's from Elf, and then I believe, I'm thinking, oh, this is from the Grinch, I know. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And then there's It's a Wonderful Life is one of them. And there's one more, I'm not sure. Maybe you can let me know. But anyways, cute. They're from some different movies. Anyway, so this is what I've done. This is not something I'm able to demo today because it's a little bit of a project. They're not bad, but you know, it's just not a quick project like I was showing you. But they're so fun. I'm thinking about maybe I can show you how to make these when it gets to be like either Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, some other type of a gifting time when you might have something that you want to gift somebody, you know, your mom or your friend or something. So I am going to show you those another time, but just thought they are adorable. So thank you to Rachel, and she shows how to do all of this, and she credits it from somebody else, and I don't remember their name, but they're definitely very cute, aren't they? Yeah, I love them. Okay, where should we begin? One thing I wanted to do was to show you a quick layout that you can do using 6x6 paper. And 6x6 is a common size of paper, and if you have your favorite Christmas paper and it is in, if it's not 6x6, like 12x12, then you can obviously cut it down to be, oh, I don't like that ring light there. You can cut it down. Oh, this is really professional, isn't it? Goodness. I'm moving this out of the way. And we'll put it over here. Try to think of something different so it's not reflecting off of here. Okay, as I was saying, we're going to start with a 6x6 piece of paper that will be a Christmas patterned paper, like a DSP as we call it. And I'm going to grab one here. There's so many to choose from. So I'm going to choose from, which set is this from? This is just a sheet that comes with I'll show you the pack of paper here that I have, if I have it all. Yes. Well, I have a bunch of them, so I'll show you some of them. This is the snowflake set. That would work very pretty for this. I'm going to use that in a different project. And then this is also another set that is kind of an overall pattern, so that would be super great for this project as well. Gosh, maybe I should just use that even. And this one is called the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Suite. So Heartwarming Hugs has just some real overall patterns that work great with a lot of different projects. So maybe let's just use that, okay? So whatever paper you have, again, it's nice if you're one who has a lot of 6x6 paper, you can use that because that's what it's kind of geared for. But I just so happen to choose one that's a 12 by 12 sheet, but I will cut it down so I can show you how that'll work. So I am just cutting this 12 by 12 in half here so that I can get it at 6 by 6. Alrighty. And this is something you can do with whatever you have. So that's kind of the point. Use what you have, and how can you use it in a way to stretch it or to kind of get some things done a little bit quicker than normal. So what you do is you take your paper and, you know, there are two sides. You could use either one. For this one, I'm going to use the green side today. And what's nice about this is I'm just going to show you a quick, easy way to cut this. Sue Stampfield is the one who gave us this idea. And this is a way to cut your paper so you can make 4 cards out of it. You can use the same size, or I mean the same side of paper for all 4, or you can use parts of, you know, either one. So this is going to be cutting this piece of 6 by 6 into 4 pieces that you can put on 4 different cards. And so what I'm going to do is on our trimmer here is they have the measurements on this side and this side. This is the main side we usually use, but today, since I'm going to be just marking it on a small amount, it's 1.5 inches. I could do either one. I could go from this slot here over to 1.5 like so. So I'm going to be marking at 1.5, or I could do it on this right side and go to 1.5, which is the very edge here on this side. This is the very edge is 1.5, and so I can mark it on that side. Either way, it gets 1.5 marked. So I'm going to do that on all 4 sides and line it up on the side. So it's at 1.5. Mark it, and again, all 4. I hope you can see this okay, guys. I'm not happy with, I feel like it should be brighter, but it's not cooperating today. Is just the way the day is going. Oh well, it's not a big deal, right? There are more important things to be upset about, so I try not to get upset about those little things. All right, so we have, you're not going to be able to see it very easily, but in each edge, I think each one, I can hardly even see them. I marked 1.5. Oh, you see 1.5 and 1.5 right there on all 4 sides. And so I'm going to be cutting this twice. One, I'm going to put the little channel, if I can even find it myself. Let's see, did I do them all? 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. Yes, I did. They're just harder to see. I'm putting 1.5 in the slot, and then down here I'm putting this 1.5. So it's at like a funny angle. 1.5 mark and my 1.5 mark. And basically what that's doing is just telling me, or it's just marking out 1.5, and that's where I'm going to cut this piece. So I'm going to close that down, run my cutter blade over it, and I'm going to keep it in place, and I'm just going to rotate. And now we're going to do the other 1.5 marks. So there's one right here, and then if this were all still together, the other one would be down here, off the paper here, or off the camera. Can you see? It's right here. There. Okay. So I am keeping them in the same spot, you know, trying to keep the paper together, lining up this 1.5 inch mark there and the 1.5 inch mark at the bottom. And you just kind of have to take your time, just so that, because you want the pieces to be together, which they aren't right now. There we go. Where they would have been, so that you could make either cut first. And it just does the same thing. 1.5 inch mark, you kind of just get it just so. All right, so each of them is about in the right spot, and it's all lined up. So I'm going to make that second cut here. And so now we are going to have some pieces 4 cards, and it looks odd. You're probably thinking, well, what in the heck? That's not going to be very cute. But it really is kind of cute. What I'm going to do is show you what you can do with these. And you're going to use a card base. You're going to use a focal point of some kind. So I am going to find a card base here that'll match this. So I am going to get out, this is Garden Green, and I am going to cut that out so that I have a card base to use. You can make it horizontal or, landscape, portrait, whatever you prefer. I am just going to go, I think I want this one to be this way, more of a vertical. And so if I cut this at 4 1/4, that's cutting this in half because it's 8 1/2 wide. That's a scoring board. We don't need that. And then I'm going to score it actually in half, which would be at 5 1/2. So I'm going to put this on the 5 1/2 inch mark. And where are you there? And then I'm going to use a scoring blade, not this dark one. That would cut it. I wouldn't want to do that. All right, so I scored it so that it'll be folded in half like so. Okay, easy peasy. So that is going to be one of the bases, and I'm not going to make all 4 because it's not something that is precise for all 4. This is what you do is you take your pieces and you put them on your card base, and it just adds kind of a dimension, I guess. And there are different ways you can put them on there. Find a corner or where you would like it. You know that, for example, this is a square corner, so that's going to go in a corner. This is obviously not. And it looks wonky is what I always want to say. It looks wonky. And it, just looking at it like that, you're going to think that's not cute. But when we get it all together, that just kind of adds some interest in the background and doesn't take a lot of paper, and it's just really kind of a fun layout. And then your next card, you would use this next piece, and maybe, again, you would go, this one would look more like that, okay? You could choose to go and put it, in a different corner if you'd rather. And then see what we do is we get something as a focal point in the middle, and this is just kind of on the side and just adds a little bit more character to your background. They're all a little bit different, but they're kind of that similar kind of a geometric sort of a, nothing square there except for this corner. And again, they can go either way. And then you would make your card, and I'll make one with you here in a second, but just I'm showing you what each piece will do. You can have your background cardstock to be whatever color you want. It could be red, could be white, could add a white layer on this green to make it show even more, add a little more interest. Maybe I'll do that actually. And then you would just glue that down and make your focal point in there. Another thing about this that's nice is if you have it flipped over, you can use the other side. Now, I wouldn't use it on this green personally. Maybe somebody would, but let's see if I have any red. It's ready here. I don't have a base necessarily. Oh, okay. Maybe I do actually, but let's just say this is your card base. It's not the right size, but if it were, you would use something like so. You could do it now this way on this back side that we cut it. This will be more on the left side of your card. So you'll use more of a left orientation for your corners and that kind of thing. Whereas the other one was more in the right, the other side. So depending on which side you want to use, which orientation you want, it's totally up to you, but this is just the general idea. So then again, like I showed you before, this is kind of a geometric, like this would be your card here, and you would put something over it. You could do 2 of them that are this left and 2 that are the right with the green maybe. So then you'd have, mixing it up even more. So what I'm going to do now is cut this paper down so that it's the right size. And we'll make a green and a red maybe. So half of this one is going to be, actually it should be 4 1/4 wide. And so I'll cut it on 4 1/4. All right, and then I will fold it in half. Again, you know, these are just the basic card bases. You can do fancy folds, fun folds, there's a lot more, but we'll just stick with kind of keeping it simple here because we're in a hurry and it's right before Christmas. We want to get these done, yada yada, right? All right, so here's the red I was telling you about, and you could have it like so. I think up in the corner might look a little better, and so we would do that. I'm going to cut down some white. I want white on the background. I think that's going to help it pop a little better or a little more. So I'm going to get some white, Whisper white, or whatever white we happen to have here. Which is one thing, if you are Stampin' Up, if you buy Stampin' Up products, the white isn't going to be called Whisper White anymore because we're going to have a different manufacturer for it. So might be a little bit different, but it will be very similar. It's not going to, you know, cause any big issues. But if you see our paper and you hear people not using the words Whisper White anymore, you'll know that it's because we're using the new white. It neither here nor there. You get out your white cardstock, and to make it a little smaller, I'm going to go 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll go 4 here. 5 1/4. I should have cut it the other direction so it would have been better for. I wasn't doing that smartly. Smartly? Is that a word? I don't know. 4 by 5 1/4. I'm making the actual layer for the front of the card, and which are 4 by 5 1/4 for the layer, because the actual front is 4 1/4, 5 1/2, so it's a 1/4 inch smaller. And then for the inside, I like to use a little piece in there so that you can write your message. And on this dark paper, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 is what I like to use. Let's see, 4 3/4. And you can use whatever size you prefer. 4 3/4, 3 1/2 is what I like I was saying, it for the inside. You can do your normal 4 by 5 1/4 as well. And so this is for the inside. And I think I had another one. And that's not quite the same. If I would have cut them right, I would have been fine. 4 3/4. 5 3 1/2. Okay. All right. That's for the inside of our 2 cards. And of course, if you would want to use all 4 pieces that you just cut of your DSP, then you would go ahead and that's what you would do. You would make 4 of each instead of just the 2 that I'm doing. So we are going to be putting this on the front like so. All right. So before we do that, we'll make this piece, this layer, and this is where, like this, what I am showing you is not an exact science. So you are creating, you are going to have some fun with it. You're going to move things around, make it yours. So for this example, I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'll put it in this corner. And liquid glue, liquid green glue works just fine for this. You just don't want to get it all over, which I'm like so messy all the time. I'm probably getting it all over the place usually, and I don't like that, so I have to be careful because it can show. If it oozes out, it might leave a little shiny residue, and I don't like that. So you have to be careful, and as long as you don't ooze it, you'll be fine. And I am just going to leave a little bit of a border around here. The thing that's nice about this glue is you put it on there, and you can scoot it and move it just a little bit, and then it starts to grab hold, and then there's no move in it, and it's nice and strong. So there is going to be how this one's going to come together. Another thing I like to do before I put this on is ribbon. So I'm going to want to do it the focal point, and then I'm going to want to do some ribbon as well. So now for a focal point, it depends. What do you have? I have some leftover things. I have, let's see, what I do is keep a file of just little things that I have left over from projects. Now, you're not going to have this, probably. You know, that's not, everybody's stash is going to be different. So find your stash. What are you going to use on yours? Wow, I have some fun stashes in here. I haven't looked in there for a while. So I'm going to grab from a different stash. Oh, I about glued it down on there. Okay, I am going to grab my Christmas stash. One second here. Where are you? Okay, here we go. Sorry guys, like this did not, it's not where I put it. So I'm looking. So what I want to do is find something that'll go along with this red, and I have it with my Christmas cards because I had leftover things for my Christmas cards that had, here we go. So just find out what you have. Like I have a bunch of leftover pieces. You're going to have other things, like maybe you have a stamp you want to use. You want to stamp something and have that be your focal point. You could do that. So I'm just using up what I have. I am going to have a couple of these on there. That would go cute, but I do want to have a bigger area because I do want to have one of my, a sentiment on there, some type of a focal point sentiment. So then I have, this one will be a little bit more whimsical, but I'm going to use, I don't know which one's good. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. Maybe I'll just use that one. And I don't even think I've used that one yet. Oh, let's see how this goes, huh? Photopolymer, which are clear, which are nice, because then you can easily tell where you're putting things. I'm not going to stamp right on there, obviously. So I'm going to find me a scrap. Oh, that's more than a scrap, isn't it? Here we go. So I'm going to be stamping this on there. I don't know, maybe just for a little bit of difference, I'm going to use green. I'll use garden green for my ink this time. And I like to cheat a little bit and use my Stamparatus, which it's not necessary, but it is such a handy tool. It helps you stamp perfectly. And it does, you don't have to worry, oh, isn't this messy? Santa's workshop has been really busy. So I'm putting this in the corner, and what this does, it makes it so I can stamp more than once if I need to, if I don't get a nice, clear, dark image like I'm hoping to. So I'm just going to put this on here roughly wherever, because I'm going to be cutting it out. Oh, no, I'm going to put that back. The first time you use it, they're kind of sticky like that, but after you use it more, they get less sticky. So I'm using the garden green ink that matches the green that is on this. Again, now this is what's so nice about Stampin' Up! Is they have everything that matches. It also matches this paper cardstock. It matches this that we're going to be using. It just all coordinates. You don't have to worry about if you have the right green or not. And in our catalog, each type of paper has information there, and it'll tell you what colors are in that paper pack. So it's really helpful. All right, so now the first stamp may or may not be fine. Now see how that was? The first time you use it, like I didn't press down good enough there. I can see the ink. I can see the ink is still on there. Can you see that at all? Probably not, but we'll ink that up again, and I'll press down in that area better. I just wasn't careful enough. But that's what I like, is even if I get ink on here, I'm careful enough where it won't go on to the actual card. Famous last words, right? But this makes it so you can do it several times, and then you get a better image. And again, it might be because of this, but I'm going to do that E just a little bit more because I'm not happy with how it's showing. Okay, so nice bold image there, or sentiment, I guess. And I'm going to scoot this away, and we are going to cut out. Oh, did it scoot? It did scoot a little. Does it look too bad? I think it's okay. So here we go. We're going to be putting it on here. But what I want to do is cut that out with a frame of some kind. So I'm going to die cut that. I am going to pull over my shapes here. 1 second. Can I be any more disorganized, you guys? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I am finding my my shapes. I want to cut out the square there with my die, and I probably have them just like in a great place that's all set to go. So I'm just gonna cut it out then. Gosh, I can't believe I did that. Well, normally I would cut this out with my die cutter. I probably have it right with it. Jeez Louise. All right, cutter, trimmer. All right, let's just cut this down to the size we need. And I'm gonna go make sure I don't cut it. Okay. You can't even see what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do then, we are going to put this on there like so. We're going to put this here. I'm probably going to want to color in some of the berry and the holly. And then I'm going to add my poinsettias, my little die cuts that I have. So, gosh, wouldn't that be good if this were on red kind of too? Okay, normally, yeah, I'm going to leave it simple. It's hard for me to do, but I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put some glue on this and put this on here. I'm going to kind of put it over to the side a little bit, like so. Okay. Then I want to grab my blends markers, and I don't really need it dark. I just kind of want a little color. Can you see that okay? Little green pop, a little green pop. This is not the best stamp job either. Oh my goodness. Because it scooted a little bit. And we'll go with a little red, reddish, or whatever. It'll all look kind of the same color. Ooh, that's not a good one. Need the bullet end here. You just basically have to touch it on there to make it colored in. You don't really, because it kind of sucks it in. If I were doing this normally, I would probably restamp this because there's just a little bit of movement in there when I did that stamping. That would drive me nuts. So anyways, it's not perfect, guys, but it is what it is, right? So I mean, I can't pretend that everything goes just perfectly, as obviously today nothing is. Huh. Oh well. Hope you forgive me on that one. Keeping it real. Okay, pretty good, I think. And you can see how the paper here in the background just kind of gives it a little more interest, but yet it doesn't look like it's, you know, strange, like what in the world, why is it like that, you know. But once we get some decorations on here, depending on what I decide to use, I have, you know, a few different choices. I could keep it with poinsettias. I maybe will do the pine cones more with the green, and then I'll keep the poinsettias more with here with the red. And these are left over from, what did I get? Oh, from a Christmas card kit that we have. Super nice. It just gave me so many choices for Christmas card making. And some of you might be getting those in the mail, so I'm not going to tell you anymore. So I am going to put these probably up on dimensionals. So I will grab my dimensionals here, and just will give it a little more interest. Okay, they just are a piece of foam with adhesive on each side. So you just take off that liner, and then that's how you can adhere those. So there's a pretty good sized white area there. And then I'll probably put one up here as well. Okay. Normally I use a tool more so than I am today, but this works too. All right, so maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. I think that's from the Grinch, right? And then this I would put on the inside. Just use a little bit. It looks like I'm dumping it on, but it's just kind of a thin line. And then I just love this because of that fact that you can scoot it around, get it straight after you've touched it on there. Some of the other adhesives, you know, they're great too, but if you touch it down and it's not perfectly where you want it, you are not going to be able to move it, and that can be a bummer. I think I'm going to put one of these on the inside as well. And then I would just I'll just probably eventually put in here Merry Christmas or something like that for a sentiment. Okay, so there we go. That is one example of what you can do with our wonky cuts. And you can just do anything you want with it. Like, that's one example. That's my red example. Now we'll do a green. And this time I'll use the other side of our pieces that we cut. And I don't know if it's going to matter. But yeah, I like that one. I'll probably use it like so. Oh, I was going to put it on white though, wasn't I? I wonder. If we don't put it on white, let's see the difference. I'll see if I like it better with putting a white layer down like we have on the red, or if we like it without. And that way you'll kind of get it to see what it looks like if you don't put a white layer down. You can see maybe that's what you'll like, and you'll like that better. Maybe not. We'll check it out. There's only one way to find out, right? Okay, there's that. Might as well put the inside in since we're gluing. But I am going to use a white inside because pardon me, my voice decided to go now. I want to be able to put, you know, write a message and put a sentiment in here, and the green is just dark enough so that you wouldn't want to probably write on that unless you had a nice marker or something that was darker, and this will make it so that you don't have to worry about that. Ahead, and I'm going to put one of these on the inside because the green I'm using the pine and the pine cones and the pine boughs. And it has a little bit of red on there as well. Okay, that will be on the front as also. And there's even a big one. This, I could probably, maybe that would look cool. Cool? Oh my gosh. I can't believe I said that. Maybe that'd be cool. Ooh, I like it. That's kind of fun. And then what I could do is put the sentiment maybe down here or something. Because I don't know why. I really kind of think that's, I like that. Yes, I'm going to use it that way. There's no right or wrong. That's kind of what I was saying before. You can kind of create these to be however, whatever jumps out at you and whatever you have. Use up what you got because it won't be long and you'll have to put it away, right? For next year. At least, yeah, I usually do put it away, but I have it so I can access it because it's not long and I'm at it again. But there we are. Okay, so for a sentiment, I just want something kind of small, maybe something down here, and I am going to find, let's see, that the stamp set that I had this, I believe it's silly, but I believe that might work. And it's nice because there is this little holly and berries too that would work, that you could stamp like on the inside, or maybe I'll even use that if I stamp on white. I wonder what I want to do now. It would tie in the white that's around this, but I could just stamp it right here. Who knows? What am I going to do? Let's see. Creating on the fly is what I'm doing. So, let's get that Stamparatus back. Give this a try. Okay. Yep. And I haven't even cleaned and put away my other one. But what you can do is just pop this up, move this over. There's a couple of different plates. You get 2 of them, I believe. So if you, let's say you're mass producing, you could use one side for one of your stamps and, you know, stamp it down on there. And then you could flip it around, put your other stamp on in the right position, and you can do that. You could also put your other plate on this side and then have one on each. You also can like move it. Sometimes people will take a stamp that's just kind of thin and long or whatever. They'll stamp it and then they'll lift it up and stamp it, and then so it moves it down that inch each time, which is kind of fun too. You can get kind of a repeated image or stamp that way. Okay, so I am going to do, normally I would do this before. Hey, I'm going to do it on green. I'm going to put green on green. So that way I'm not doing it right on the actual card. Because, I don't know, this way I can pop it up and make it show a little bit more too. And so I am going to just put this on here and then cut it out. But I want to make sure that, maybe I'll go up here further. Okay. And you can, I could cut it out with a punch, or I could cut it out with a die, or just my paper cutter. That would work too. What I'm going to use, I think I want to make sure I have a good deep image. I'll use that garden green, but I'll make sure that it's dark enough. And that's another nice thing about Stamparatus, is that I can keep it in the same place. I could change the ink and make a darker ink if I don't like it. And it should just go right in the same place. All right, that looks like it's very easy to read. I'll just do another inking here. Yes, oh yeah, that turned out perfect. I believe it's silly, but I believe. Can you see it? Yeah, that's very easy to read, so that's good. That's the whole point, right? Okay, then I am going to, I was thinking about using my wreath. We have wreaths here, but that isn't going to work with this. This arranger wreath, I was just going to show you, I was going to use this on the card because it has such pretty wreaths that you can cut out of paper and then layer them. It's just gorgeous. I think, though, I'm going to just go the easy route on this one. Maybe I won't use that. So I will go ahead. Do I have a punch that I would like to use on that, maybe? Let's see here. What I'll do is cut it out but make it a banner, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. I'm going to get my paper cutter again, my trimmer. See, now if I were more organized, I'd be able to just say, this is what cut out all the green at once, cut out all the paper at once, stamp it all at once or whatever. But this is what happens when you're creating on the fly. You just kind of, keep trying different things and just see what happens and see what comes out. And it's fun. It's kind of what you do when you're coming up with ideas. And then after you've come up with the ideas, then you can, find ways to mass produce it and make it a little bit, streamlined, I guess, right? And so I am just cutting this down to the size that I need it at. Let's see here. Okay, I don't have much to hang on to here anymore, so just trying to get it where I need it. That should work. Okay, hopefully. And one more cut. About so. All right, now that's just going to help that to show a little bit more. And I have this one, edge is a little crooked. I don't like that. So I am going to trim that more. There, that'll be straighter, I think. Okay, I might trim that down a little bit. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Cindy. Thanks, guys. I know, Theresa, Joanne, I've not been consistent. As you know, that's important. So I have a lot of plans coming. I'm going to be starting up more of a keeping in touch with my customers by email. And so I'm going to be getting some of that kind of stuff going. And I'm going to have a weekly regular time again. I'm going to be going back to that. I'm just kind of almost to the point where I can start getting that scheduled and figured out. So once I kind of get that, I'll be in touch with everybody and let you know what I'm going to be doing for scheduling and that kind of thing. So I look forward to that. I don't like the on-off, unscheduled, I like to have that schedule. It keeps me more regular that way and keeps me coming on when I should be. So that's, I really miss that. Thank you, Cindy. I know I haven't been here, so that'll change. I have a lot. Even though you haven't seen me as much, guys, I really have been busy. I've been learning a lot about where I want to go with this to make it better for my customers. And I want to be able to communicate better and that kind of thing. So you wouldn't know it today by my disorganization, right? But that is my goal. So on the inside, I would probably put stamp Merry Christmas or something like that. But this just gives you an idea of what you can do when you take that paper and cut it up the way I showed in the beginning. Not sure if you got to see that, Cindy, but you're just taking 6x6 paper and marking it and cutting it. And you can go to the beginning and see when we're done here. But it's just a way to kind of use up your paper and stretch it a little bit. You can get 4 cards out of one 6x6 page. And so I am showing 2 here that I did, and I would still have these 2 left to use either one side of, you know, however you'd want to do it. So it makes 4 cards, and super easy. Of course, I need bows and I need bling on here, but this gives you an idea of what to do with that. I also wanted to show you guys, now some of you, Joanne's probably seen this, but Cindy, maybe you haven't. If you're into and like making shaker cards, but you know they're kind of putsy or unsure about quite how to do it, I have an idea that a lot of people have been doing, and it's called a faux shaker card. So it's like a cheater version, and I'm pulling my stuff together here, guys. So it's like a cheater version. So this is what I have together here to show you how we're going to do that. And you can make it many different ways. What I have here, I have some ribbon, I have a card base, and some of this snowflake paper, and that kind of all matches. I have a layer of, so this is the 5.5, 8.5 scored down the middle to be 4 1/4, 5.5. Then I have a white layer. It is the same size. I might cut that down a little bit. But actually I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So get my trimmer. So the white layer is 4 by 5 1/4. And what I'm doing is I'm actually just going to put a layer of this DSP that I cut out onto this. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker that way. So I am cutting this down to 4 by 5 1/4. By 4. Okay. All right, so that is there. And then this is what the paper I'm going to be showing on the front of my card. And this was just a little flimsier than I wanted. So I've decided to go ahead and glue this down onto here. And green glue is what I usually use for that. You just want to have a good contact around the corners on this one, because you don't want your shaker items to get down inside, in between the layers like that. That's the only one of the things you want to be careful of if you're going to be putting the layers on. And actually, this is supposed to go on here. Okay. Gosh, am I messing this up, you guys? Yes, I am. Okay. I'm going to put this on here later. Goodness. This is what I wanted to do. Okay. I'm putting the DSP onto the white, and I'm probably just going to give it a little trim since I have it a little bit wonky. I'm going to trim that up a little bit and make it nice and square. Get the edges met up a little better, just to have nice clean edges on there. And I know Cindy has, Cindy, I think you have this paper. I don't know if Joanne, if you're still on, Joanne, if you have this. I love this snowflake paper. Well, I know you have the snowflake set at least, Cindy, I guess. I'm not sure, but anyways, it's just gorgeous, and we don't have to put this one away necessarily yet. We can keep this out for a while since winter lasts, you know, a lot longer, forever lately. Okay, so I want to make sure I have nice edges on here, even and everything. And then what you do is something that seems weird, but it's fun. I am going to put one of these little clear bags, put this in here, like so. And then we are going to put our shaker elements right in here. And I am going to use, let's see, whatever you have, you know, but luckily I have some of my snowflake sequins left. And this whole suite of products is part of the blowout sale or whatever it is that's going on now. Like, I think these might be $3. And I did see that there were still some left, surprisingly. I thought they had sold out or they're getting low, but I'm going to put dump a bunch of those in there. You could use chunky glitter. You could use, I don't know, any number of different types of products that are shaky that you could use in a shaker card. Just dump them right in there. This is a quicker, easier way to do a card like this. So what I'm going to do now, just tape it. Believe it or not, I'm just going to tape it down. You try to have it nice and tight so that the sequins don't get where you don't want them. Your shaker elements. And I'm just using regular old Scotch tape. Use what you got. And this even, I think it has a little pull-off thing. Must not, yeah. Okay, and we'll get that nice and tight. A little piece is sticking out here. Okay, so just kind of, isn't that pretty? Just get your sequins in there and your glitter and all that. Then you can have an image in there too, like a snowman would be cute. A bigger die cut snowflake would be very cute in there. I just am leaving it simple for now. I'm going to show you an example I did a little bit ago where I ran it through my the die cut or the embossing machine and with the trees folder. So anyways, what I'm going to do first is I want to tape this on there. I'm going to be showing you like even a cheater knot that we'll put on there, and this also is part of that sale. And this ribbon, I just love it. It's kind of iridescent and shiny. You can see that well. I have terrible lighting today. Oh my goodness, I have to work on that. Okay, so we're gonna put this around it. I don't know which is, and this you could have your sentiment on the inside as well, if you'd rather, or you can have it on the outside, whatever you prefer, your sentiment or your focal point. You know, that snowflake we were just talking about, or you could have a snowman, would be adorable, anything like that. And then what I'm going to do on this is just kind of make my bow and stick it in this way. Not a bow. Put a knot is what I decided to do on this one. And this is just kind of how I do my cheater knot. And this, once it grips it, it's going to stay, which is nice. Cut the tail at an angle, like so. And then now I'll be putting this down on my base. And let's see here. I think I took that off because it was starting to stick on there. And I don't think the green glue is what I'm going to use for this part of it because I just don't know if that's going to stick as well as I would like. So I am going to use my seal, is what I prefer to use on this. And, you know, but it's going to be hiding from me. Oh, by the way, this ribbon I was going to tell you is called Snowflake Splendor Ribbon. It's part of that whole suite of products. So this is 50% off, I believe, right now. Really cool. You know, you could use that all the time, any time of year or whatever. So I was looking for my snail, and I have such a mess right now. Just can't even take it. All right. Well, there's seal is what I really wanted to find, is my seal. So this is seal pretending. Okay, so I want to put it on like this, I think. Yeah, that's, oh, I think I might want it on like this. Okay. A little bit of air in there I had to kind of press out. And I think I would trim this down. Yeah, better not do it that way. I cannot cut straight because I didn't get it on perfectly, so I'm going to kind of just trim a little off. Is that enough? I didn't get the bottom layer. I'm going to do it this way instead. It didn't like it that other way. Okay, there we have a better cut, I think. I think I do know how to use a cutter. Trimmer. All right. And then I'm going to do this edge again a little bit more. Okay, so you get the general idea of how this works. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, so then you put your sentiment on there, you put your snowman, your focal point, whatever. This is just the general, I just want you to know the general idea of how to do a shaker card. That's kind of a faux shaker card. A little bit easier way to do it. You don't have to worry as much about the seal and if it's going to leak out or whatever. Then I would put this on the inside, put another sentiment in there, and that just all kind of matches together so nice from this Snowflake Suite. It's such a beautiful watercolor look. It's going to be one that I think I want to stock up on this because this is something you can use a lot. It's just classic and pretty. And the other one I made ahead of time, I made more of this. I put it on the dark Night of Navy. And I don't know if you can see, but I inked up the folder that has the pine trees on it. And I put Night of Navy on there, and that kind of just pressed down into the paper. So it has that Snowflake Splendor paper, but it also shows some pine trees in there a little bit, just to kind of give a little bit of a different, like a scene, I guess you'd say. More of a snowy scene with the trees, and then the snowflakes in there. So I thought that turned out pretty good. Again, and then on the inside was some more of that paper, and then I would put my sentiments on there. Just kind of keeping it simple. I would maybe even just do a little strip or a snowflake or something for my sentiment. So 2 ideas on using this faux shaker with the snowflakes. You can't go wrong on this, boy. And again, I know these aren't totally finished, but I want you to do it your way. You to finish it with what you have already and make it yours, right? All right. So I guess that's what I had for now. I hope that helps you guys. There are so many ideas of things that you can do, things that you can make, like for gift card holders. It's just endless. And I know I didn't do a very good job keeping, ideas for you this year. So that's all on my 2021 list. Hopefully it gave you a little bit, though. Hope you're all doing well. You're staying healthy, and I think the next time I'm going to be on, I will go on between Christmas and New Year's. Probably not now before Christmas again because, just want to kind of focus on the kids. My son's going to be home from med school this weekend, so I look forward to that. And getting ready for Christmas and doing a little more baking and all that good stuff. hope you guys are all doing well. A Merry Christmas. I hope it's a blessed time for you. Hopefully you'll be able to see family. I know I'm not going to be able to see everybody. I think just a few people. So that's going to be okay for this year. That's all we can do. And I'm just trying to be respectful of everybody's parameters and decisions. And I know it's hard, and we'll just get through it. And we'll have our time with family again soon. And hopefully that includes extended family, Marcusons, all the extended Procus. I'd love to see everybody again, and it just shows us all the more how important it is to get together, right? I want to do that. I miss everybody like crazy. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry for my chaos, because I sure did show you that. And we'll see how the new year is. I intend to get a lot better about that. And hope you have a lovely Christmas. All right. Take care. Thank you.